Thank you so much for speaking with the banner, Jim O'Hare.
Hey.
So the first question I want to ask you is, what are some of your favorite memories from the show?
Oh boy. Parks and Recreation, I always say this, it's been 6 years, 7 seasons of laughter. And I mean that because I've been on a lot of shows over the years. They're not always fun. But Parks has been fun. So I can almost point to every day that something amazing happened. But as far as like just super highlights, I love the day Chris Pratt showed up naked. I love the day he literally did Amy open the door during a scene, and there was Chris. I loved my fart attack episode when I started having a heart attack. As it turns out, flatulence is a big part of a heart attack sometimes. So, and what I loved about that was I did it, Amy and I were talking about it ahead of time, and I really felt like the only way to make it funny is if I didn't play it for funny. Like if I played it dead serious. So everyone around me is so crazy that when I was playing this heart attack for real, I think the funny came out. So, but so many great memories. I love when we traveled together. We went to Indianapolis 3 times. That's just because then we get a lot of off-set time to be idiots, and I love being idiots with those guys. So every day there was something special going on because it truly was a special place. But millions of amazing memories, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I sort of see your character as the glue, holding the show together.
Yes,
Like
I should have told my agent that. Could have got a better deal last season.
Like before, when you were talking about how you kept sort of, the truth of the moment in that scene, can you talk about, like the evolution of Jerry as a character?
Sure. Initially, I didn't even audition for Jerry. I auditioned for Ron Swanson, played by Nick Offerman, who the thought of anybody else playing Ron Swanson is just crazy to me. It's Nick Offerman. And as it turns out, he was who they wanted from day one. They knew they wanted Nick. But the way LA works is the networks force you to see a ton of people and blah, 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 blah. So I was in that round of people they saw. And so I felt like I had done, my interpretation of Ron Swanson, and it was very different than what Nick ended up doing, but it was enough that they liked me. And then they said, bring him back for this role of Jerry. But they were very honest. They said, we don't know what Jerry is. Jerry might be nothing. Jerry might be here quickly and then gone. But for me, it seemed like such a no-brainer because these are the people who created The Office. And look what happened, like your Phyllis's and your Kevin's and your Angela's. I thought, well, if there's any chance of that happening, I'm on board. So they brought Jerry in, and Mike Schur and Greg Daniels co-created it. And apparently what they said was, we like him, put him at a desk, it'll work. And that's kind of what happened. So they put me at this desk, and in the first 6 episodes for sure, it's very much, Leslie, you got a phone call. Leslie, there's a package, like the one-liners, or maybe I crossed through getting coffee or something, just to fill the atmosphere. So, I was a little concerned at first, like, ooh, I hope, because I don't, and there's nothing wrong with background work, but I had a lot of, I've done a lot of shows, and I wasn't going to go back. I didn't want to go backward, and do background work. And it could have felt that way, but because I knew they had hopes for me, I never let it get to me. But at the end of the 6th episode, we got this weird call, and they said, the producers want to know if Jim can do some stuff with Amy in a forest. We need some bumpers for the show. And I think I was the only one around. And I said, yeah. So they put Amy and I in this forest, and we started just playing off of each other. And I guess from what I hear, that was the day they were like, oh, he's sticking around. Because we played, we made each other laugh, we had a good time. And then by season 2, I had a couple of episodes that were about me, which was awesome. And actually, some of the people from The Office, they were like, how the hell did you? We were on 5 seasons before we got an episode. So it was, so Jerry came to life. The fact that I stayed there happened episode 6, season 1, and there was only 6 episodes. Now, maybe I still would have stayed, I don't know, but I know that day was when they said, we're going to keep this guy around. Like I always say, if tomorrow, say tomorrow I had an audition at 2 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock they called and said, you just won the $1 billion lottery, and you're the biggest winner ever. I'd be like, oh my God, that's awesome. I have an audition in an hour, so I'll call you after, because I wouldn't miss the audition.